Well, it's a fine evening out here at the river house. Been productive. I managed to find brake diaphragms for the army truck, and I did some movement. Most of it was just moving firewood down over there. I managed to pull back some of these rocks. I could pull them into the road and then shove them up, because I'm hoping that my guy is going to start on the septic tank anytime soon. I really should have moved this one, but you know what? I was really struggling and breaking things right and left, so I'll let him with his much bigger tractor, much more powerful tractor, move that. But I think the septic tank is going to go right down here, or if I'm lucky, right down there, depending on how much room there is. But I got all these pulled up. Oh look, a pair of gloves. Score. This giant rock, which was almost as much as we could move before, and unfortunately wrecked this couple $100 worth of black poly. I got that out. That's what I broke the tractor on. Broke a tooth off trying to roll it. This is where I got it. Again, if he needs more room, he'll have to move it with his much larger machine. And the rest of them went over there. And I'd show you what tooth I broke off, but unfortunately they're stuck in the ground. Anyways, when I entered the number into Google, check the almighty, it popped up. I guess they're made from actual unicorn horn. At least that's what I assume from the expense. These, I've been told, are stump grinder teeth. Got carbide inserts right there. Keep expecting to rip them off, though I haven't pushed them too very hard. I tried to use them to hook and flip a rock, but instead it just gouged up the rock. You know, bucket slop and wear, and that's all normal. You know, I don't see any cracks or anything. I mean, I wasn't shoving the machine that hard, but I was hard enough to break a tooth off, so. We've lost one of the bushings somehow that we put in there. So that's an oops. I'll have to, I don't know, maybe somebody with a metal detector can come up here and try to find it. I don't know how it got out with the key still there. It wasn't tight, it was just in there. And the key is undamaged, so your guess is as good as mine on that. A couple of bucket loads of firewood, getting them out of the way. It's really kind of fascinating. The Clark Fork's at flood stage. It's a low flood stage, but it's a flood stage. And the flathead's up, but this is water coming down from Flathead Lake, which they're trying to fill right now. So that moderates it, at least until the lake fills. That moderates the flooding, and it's why the water is so blue, because all the really nasty stuff got left in the lake. So I got another whole section of wall taken down and stacked over there. This should be enough. I kind of cleaned up this pile of junk a little bit and took an exploratory scoop right here. I think that's going to be mostly soft dirt. It's not in the plan, but I'd also love to see the septic tank right here. That's another potential option. I'm going to lose all these trees, I imagine, as he's going to have to come and sit somewhere. He's got a big four-wheel drive extend-a-hoe. He should have no problems. I don't know if it's up there. I don't know if this line will have to be hand dug in or not. As far as I can tell, that is all solid rock wall, and Unfortunately, this appears to be more of it, which means there ain't a whole lot right there. Now it is sewer line, and I know that's not the proper way, but it is sewer line of an injection pump, a gravity forced injection system. So the line's going to be empty, you know, 99.9% of the time, and then when it dumps, so as far as I'm concerned, just as long as she's covered over with dirt, life is going to be just fine. And I do live in an area with essentially no rules that way. And there won't be any freezing issues, because she's going to dump a warm, silky smoothie of poo and piss on down, so it's not like it's going to freeze up and block on its way down. It'll be just fine. And I'm sure that somebody will say that's the wrong way. The thing is, I already know that. So let's go look at the river. I don't think I've shown this, but here is the bridge in place. It's just a big slab of rock. This still needs to be cleaned out here. It's just at the bottom of the priority right now. But I'd like to take, you know, this hawthorn out right here, and all these brambles and those hawthorns right there out, so that I can, I like the bridge right over here, but it's down and we don't have to jump anymore. So that's nice. I also brought the hoe down in here and crushed and compacted all these piles. I have no intention of ever burning them or anything like that. Just get them crushed down. And you know, I brought the top of this down 7 feet, 8 feet maybe. I really got them crushed in there pretty good. So yeah, now I mean, I know the neighbors can look a little bit out here, and all these trees are in the way, but now my brush isn't. I mean, that wasn't something I had to do, but, you know, try not to be an ass. Ducks. I didn't crush this side down because there's a lot of little sharpened stumps out in there, and see, things like that. And I really don't need to put backhoe tires on it right now. That would not be awesome. But I did come around here and get this shoved way back. Because if you remember it at all, you know, it was almost encroaching down to the willows. So I managed to get it way back and again, way down. And that way, you know, I assume this is nationwide, but in Montana the public has access to the high water line, and it bothered me that I had thorn bushes that I had stacked that were encroaching on the high water line. This way I've done my due diligence and the high water line is clear. I had a guy stop by a couple of weeks ago and was chit-chatting, and he kept bringing these up, and he mentioned that, oh, underneath of all those were his chains. His chains were all down here. And I thought that seemed odd. But I said, no problem. When I get them moved, I'll get your chains out. And then not more than 4 or 5 minutes later, he's heading out. And he's like, yeah, so I'll come down and I'll take care of those ramps and get them out of the way there for you soon. Like, whoa. That's not what we talked about. That's not what we talked about at all. So I think I was just being scammed a little bit. As it is, I haven't done anything with them. I did lift them up when I had the hoe, and I saw no signs of any chains. So I'm just gonna leave them here for the moment. It's got a lot of fairly decent straight steel. It's pretty weedy. with holes and crap welded to it, but there's more than enough there for a trailer frame or to fix a backhoe, or just a steel pile. I don't think there's much left of the wood that would be worth your time to try to fight it out. I could be wrong, but I really don't think so. And this was for the ferry that used to cross inland. I think, well, even the landing's getting kind of lost. I think it used to land right there. I think the landing is, yeah, that's when that was an active farm on that site. Now it's a shooting preserve. The river's up. Well, you can see the marks from the front wheels of the backhoe as I was turning around, dumping all that firewood. That's all of our firewood from down here, stacked in one spot. So, that was just 2 weeks ago. The river's up 3 feet or so. I've been told that there is amazing trout and pike right off here. And that right now, I wanted to catch some pike, and I've never really been much of a fish-eating guy, but if I wanted to catch some pike, I'd want to troll off of here with like some sardines or something. Some smelt, something good and stinky. According to the neighbor, the reason this road has never been widened is because this rock cliff continues down, and that right out there is nearly 80 feet. And so right in this pocket here, they just can't move enough stone to fill it in, so they've left the road narrow through these curves. Hard saying. I haven't seen any of it, but I think that's more than enough. So yeah, River House, sunset. Tomorrow's the 1st of May. The tour company's got to be up and running here in 5 weeks. Septic tank in, ready to head down to Alder. There's a lot of crap going on right now. Not to mention the end of school. But I don't care who you are. That's pretty. Thanks for watching.